And since I've never played it before, you know, we hope for the best. Let's get it.
Hi YouTube, if y'all don't subscribe, I'm coming to your house.
Wait, no, that's the. Please enter the current time. It's 12:34 a.m. Confirm. Begin the game. Let's get it. Never ends. Huh?
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay.
Stanley worked for a company in a big
I just saw a
building
video
where
about
he
this.
was employee number 427.
But I didn't
Employee
know it
number
was this game.
427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him
If
through
you
a
don't
monitor on his
subscribe, a
desk,
spider will
telling
be on
him
your
what
back at
buttons to
3
push,
a.m.
how
with
long
John
to
Puck
push
right
them,
next
and
to
in
you
what
while
order.
getting tongue sa or.
Bro, what? User, bro, what? Nah, like manifesting a spider on top of people is kind of crazy.
This is what
Let's lock in.
employee
Let's lock in. Let's get
427
immersed.
did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
So we're just working in a cubicle.
And then one day,
How many of
something
y'all want to
very
be Stanley?
peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi.
Now they went on vacation.
Never in
though.
all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
What the? Okay. So we're playing as Stanley. Wait, did I do that? I'm pressing E, but it's not.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, where's the meeting room? Uh-oh. Wait, okay, wait, this game actually looks kind of good. But where am I going? Where's the meeting room? I just see a bunch of numbers on the wall. Skill issue, just move. Oh, no, you're
When
right.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Wait, do we follow? I can't tell if the keyboard sounds is you or the game. This is the game. But it's also me. You can't jump it? Seriously, we disabled it. Award for getting any of the other should I go through? Oh, jeez. Wait, do I? Decision. All right, we go through the door on my left. What happens if I would have taken the right door, though?
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Tips for not
Feeling a
getting
wave of
fired.
disbelief, Stanley
Talk
decided to
less.
go up to his
Feel
boss's
unbelievable.
office, hoping he might find an answer there.
How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers. Using slides to assure that employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic is ahead. Okay. Here we go. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Oh. Okay. Numbers of slide on this slide. Slides, charts, and slide. Okay, let me get out of this room. Broom closet. Ooh.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Wait, okay, so the narrator narrates everything? Huh. Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Wait, okay, this game is quite literally testing on if I'm following the rules. I already went into the broom closet. What's this way? What is this? Whoa, wait, this moves me without me moving. What the heck? What? I'm a little confused. Follow the rules.
Follow the rules like a good boy.
It's just a garage. Man, but where does it go? Where does it go? Ooh, this room is red. Ooh, this is tough. Executive bathroom. Oh my gosh. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money crisp. We writing bars in the bathroom now? Okay. Dude, I like, the keys don't do anything. Uh-oh. I guess I made my decision. Okay, this is losing me a little bit. It's cool though.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing.
Yeah.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Sheer luck. Because I can't hear the narrator at all. No, having your life narrated like this and being able to hear it would be crazy. What the heck is this? Oh, it's an elevator. What's this way? A door? Nothing. I have no flashlight. Okay. Stanley goes up. Stanley goes down. Wait, no, Stanley goes up. Uh-oh. Okay, wait, no, this is
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job.
But he's
Why
not.
did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Whoops, nope, never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back
kind of
up.
funny.
Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
Okay, so I'm a bit interested because this feels like a game that's like a weird take on like free will, you know? And so I'm extremely curious.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow.
Yo.
I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
Oh, hell no. Okay, so Buddy is, the sarcasm is strong within this one. Like, actually super darn strong. Like, so strong that it's actually... It was 2-8, like what, 3-5? No, I don't remember what it was. Okay, so essentially he's like, follow what I said, or like...
Incredible.
Get cooked.
Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
Okay.
Surely this time Stanley will walk forward into the spooky corridor. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape. Yeah, I'm not listening to you, buddy.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Yep. That's
But
all.
of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
Bro, what? What is this? Yo, 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 wait. Death, death, or bro, mind control. Oh my gosh, bro.
Nope, still on board with death.
Bro, oh my gosh, bro. All right, I guess we gotta die for the sake of the plot, bro. But the
The
game.
door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront
Concerted,
his
I like that.
death.
Let's get it, bro. I ain't never been scared. I ain't scared to get scared. Nah, there's no way. The end is never the end. Huh?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
No, wait.
Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man.
Yo, wait.
So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life.
Bro, there's no
Stanley.
way. GG. Right.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator,
Oh my
as
gosh.
Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
Oh my God, save
In
me.
a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine
Oh.
crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Wait, don't do it. Oh. Why are we capping? Why are we lying?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever.
What?
What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Yo, what? I'm gonna go to bed. Good night, Steph. Good night, Chad. Good
When
night,
every
Yusuf.
path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Office layout. What? This blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the two doors. That was the first part was when the game was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development. Through the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. What? Corridor. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in a good time. Filing cabinets. What? Two doors. The set of two doors open was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley's Parable design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it, an exploration of the contradiction this room. What is going on? Office. Bro. Button sounds. A section. I really like this. Wait, no, it's this one. No. This one. I really like this one. Is that a microwave? Okay. My fault, the sound design in me. Office computers. Solitaire. And once you turn them off, they don't come back on. Okay. So am I dead now, or? Oh, there's different versions of the boss's office? Bro, I don't know what's happening. The lounge. Underground.
Stanley jumped in the river.
The voice of the
Stanley
narrator.
pushed the number 6.
Oh, I'm not playing the game. Stanley actually died. And I quite literally have to restart. Yo, what's good, Delta? How you feeling, gang? I thought that I was still in the game. And that I was able to free... Oh. Alright, here we Alright. We go again.
All of his co-workers were gone.
go again.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, so essentially, doing good. What about you? I'm doing good, Delta. We yapped.
Stanley
Okay.
came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
So,
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
okay. So I don't always have to listen to him.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
And then I get another option.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay. So, do not jump from the lift while it's in motion. It will cause death. Penalty of misuse of cargo lift. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift. But I can't jump in
Look,
the
Stanley,
first
I
place.
think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you
Wait.
that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Oh, I need a key card.
Now
to get
listen
in here.
carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Delta, just as a recap, we talked about everything earlier. I'm doing good, as best as I can, vibing right now. We're running a game for the first time in a while, and I am confused. This game has a lot of different options. Quite literally, just taking a different path this time has created a completely different vibe. I don't think the narrator wants anything bad to happen to me. I quite literally think that he probably gets me to a good ending, but I want to see what happens.
Perhaps you misunderstood.
Oh.
Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Uh-oh.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
What?
Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
No.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices?
Yo.
Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Can I just leave? What if I just don't rate it? I can't open any doors. I quite literally don't have any control. Interact is E and it doesn't do anything. Nah, this is crazy. I'll rate the experience a 5.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How
Okay,
did
bro.
I
It was a
know
good
the
daily
game
dose of
needed
Brick. How
a
we
third
feeling, yeah?
door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut.
Right.
I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul.
So where's my
You can't
option?
teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
The Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard. What? Alright, let's go through the new door.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on,
Yo, what
and
the
now
f-
would
is
be
happening?
a lovely opportunity to give it some play testing. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me
Alright.
boot it up.
What the?
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger.
Oh, God.
You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail.
what?
It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience. You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
One of them.
Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here?
What is happening? I feel like
Yes,
the fourth
this
wall has
seems
been
like it'll
broken
work.
so
Let's
much that
give
it's
it a
not even there
shot.
anymore. Oh gosh, wait, we're actually playing someone else's game? What game? Oh, I've played this!
Fascinating.
Oh my God,
what do you
I've
think
played
this
this.
game is about, Stanley?
I
What's
know
our
what this is.
backstory? What is our motivation?
Yo!
Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from
That's-
up high in
that's
your
not
creep
what-
tower.
that's not what
Perhaps for some
Firewatch is
sort
about.
of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental
Dude,
depravity.
Firewatch is such a
So
good game
far,
if you
I
haven't
love
played it, by the way,
everything
y'all.
about this game, Stanley.
This
And
game
it
is
seems there's
great.
even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Yo, it's actually kind of cool to see like games that I've already played implemented into another game. I wonder if he had to have gotten permission for this. There's no way. No way bro, this feels like an extension to Firewatch. This is actually super cool.
No, it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off. Oh,
What?
thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call.
What?
You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here.
Wait.
Let's find another game.
No.
Preferably something with walls.
No.
Something with nice, big,
Yo, sometimes it's simply
insurmountable
better to
walls.
ignore the haters, yet for some it's simply easier to hate, but listening to that is bad for
I
the
think
soul.
this will
That's
be
facts.
just the thing.
You just gotta be okay with yourself, man. All the time. Rocket League!
Wonderful.
Okay.
See, this is exactly what I had in mind.
Yo,
Just
how
a
did you
nice
get-
big box for
Bro,
you to run around in.
bro,
There
what
isn't
the
any
heck?
possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Where's the ball?
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back,
The
but
heck?
obviously there's no
Oh, this
racetrack.
game is sick,
Okay,
right?
I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun.
Yo.
We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must.
Narrator, I'm not
Okay,
rocking
Stanley,
with you,
here's the
Birdie.
ball. Have fun.
Oh my gosh. Yo. Oh yeah. No, wait, I'm about to cook. Oh my gosh, I'm goated.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? It's this... Hold on. What are you doing?
Oh. Yo, wait, where am I?
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley.
I broke the game. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No, wait, now I kind of miss him. Now that the narrator's gone, I kind of miss Birdie. Okay, I think we're supposed to go down, number-wise. Okay, 400. What's in there? Open. I can't see you. Is that a person? No. Yo, yo, wait. This kind of just got sick. Yo, I actually really like this. I'm happy that we ended up deciding on this one. But this has got me lost for a loop. I don't even know. Okay. Narrator gone. This seems just like a bunch of like assets for a game. Oh.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Okay, Mr. Narrator. I respect your confidence. But, wait, what the heck? I'm at the beginning again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
How did that happen?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wait. It started over. I didn't do that.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
So if I spam
he entered
right-
the door on his left.
I'm gonna listen to him this time. Let's see.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No, I didn't.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why
go.
had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley.
Wait a minute.
Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Bro.
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally
One,
found an
two,
answer,
three,
an
four.
explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to
don't
lose
get
his
it.
job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun.
What?
And Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
Bro.
Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams,
Is anything
the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for
I
himself?
don't think anything's
Stanley
changing.
is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley.
I'm gonna have to start
After all,
over.
he knew for
Oh
certain,
my
beyond a
gosh.
doubt, that this was in fact a dream.
Bro,
Did the
just
voice not see him
yaps.
float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control.
And that would be
that this was a
restarting.
dream.
And that'd be me
So
restarting.
he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one.
Nah, bro.
Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal.
It's like not this like
Everything
this
will
game
be
is very
fine.
like existentialist.
I am okay.
Like and then I'm back.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh, I started over.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Wait.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other.
Oh my gosh.
She
new lore.
arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
Uh-oh.
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then
Stanley.
collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Oh. Bro, what? Is that an ending? Okay, don't go to the basement. I die. Got it.
All of his co-workers were
Like,
gone. What
The
could it
narrator
mean?
low-key tough.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm not going to the meeting room. I'm going the other way again.
When
Because
Stanley
look,
came to a set of two
when
open
I go to
doors,
the meeting
he
room-
entered the door on his left.
when I go to the meeting room, I'm gonna have to take the mind control path, right? That's if we take the first path. But I quite literally like think there's a way.
This was not the
to
correct
beat
way to the
game
meeting room,
by
and Stanley knew it
leaving.
perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I wonder if there's a way to like skip
Wow.
through certain parts.
Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Alright, let's get it.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on
If
the
I
wrong
fall,
foot
do I
here.
die?
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Let's find out.
I realize, but in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Alright, buddy. Oh. Okay, it's different now.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Wait, what did that do? How many computers are gonna await input? Oh man. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I feel like
The lounge was
I
sublime,
actually end up
a
having to
work of
listen to
art.
bro.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Another key card. Okay, so
Look, Stanley, I
there's
think
like
perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
How do I get over
realize
that?
that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one...
Oops. Oops.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
435. All the papers are gone. And this doesn't say input anymore. I think I did that on my own. Oh no. I think I broke it. Come on now, dude. I missed the
When
jump.
Stanley
I
came
wasn't
to a
locked
set
in.
of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly
Now we're
well.
locked.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
This is definitely
Stanley
one of those
now in
games
his
that gets you
incredible
immersed,
room.
bro. I ain't gonna
Stanley
lie.
for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I would love to actually take the door and listen to you, Birdie. But like,
Stanley
you are
was so
being
bad at following
very,
directions, it's
very,
incredible he
like-
wasn't fired years ago.
All right, let's get it.
Look, Stanley, I
We
think
just gotta
perhaps
wait for
we've
it to
gotten off
raise,
on the
and we
wrong
just gotta
foot
jump
here.
down.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing in your trust in someone
2,
else can be
3,
difficult, but the
4,
fact
now.
is that the story has been... But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I just want to know who was following you, bro. Nah, me too. Bro, it's so crazy because quite literally,
All of his co-workers were
Now
gone.
the papers are
What could it
gone.
mean? Stanley
no,
decided
there
to
was
go
an
to the
employee
meeting room.
database. I
Perhaps
didn't-
he had simply missed a memo.
I'm not locked in, bro. I don't think anyone was ever actually following me. I think the narrator was just, like gassing me on. I think it was because I went down below and I died
When
that
Stanley
way.
came to a set
Oh,
of
man, I
2
don't know,
open
bro.
doors, this was not
This
the
is messing
correct
with my
way to the
brain
meeting
speed.
room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to
thought
stop
we
by
were
the
gonna be
employee
locked in.
lounge first, just to admire it.
All right, we're gonna make
Stanley
the jump
felt
this time.
lightheaded,
I swear,
butterflies in his
you fall
stomach.
again. Nah,
But
nah, nah,
eager
nah,
to
nah.
get
Eggs,
back
I'm
to
locked
business,
in.
Stanley
locked
took
in,
the
I'm locked in,
first
I'm locked
open
in,
door
bro.
on his left.
We're about to cook. We're about to cook. Because we're gonna go this way?
Stanley was so bad at following
gonna
directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Blah, 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 blah.
Look, Stanley,
Here
I
we
think
go.
perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
There's nowhere else I can
I'm
jump,
not your
right?
enemy,
Yeah.
really, I'm not. I realize that investing your
trust him.
trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has
Go.
been about nothing. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
Let's get
Are
it.
you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
Right.
Let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
I need a key
Now
card.
listen carefully, this is important. Stanley
I
walked
went
through
blue
the red
last
door.
time, and when I went blue last time, I did end up in my own area. Do I dare listen to him? I know what happens when I go blue. I go through Rocket League. I go through the other thing. He makes me end up playing somebody else's game. Let's listen to
Oh,
this.
thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Is death.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. No, wait. Where are you going?
Yeah. Scammer get scammed.
Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
What happens if I actually do go back? Oh, this is beautiful.
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
What's the point?
No. What do we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here.
Yeah. It's narrators.
You heard me before, didn't you? You will die. What about this isn't getting through to you? Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
I'm thinking. Bro, just make the man happy. What does he gain? What does he gain from me just standing there and stopping? Nothing. He gains literally nothing. Now, progress isn't everything, mind you. But let's really sit and think about it. I sit and I stand in this room for eternity. For a disembodied voice to be happy.
You are going to stay here, aren't you?
Oh, oh, pretty whites. Wait, what's happening? Wait. Does it do something? No. This is just silent brain rot. Yeah. It was nice while it lasted, man. I do appreciate your nice words. See how he's going silent? Like, it's crazy. Steph, you don't play Val still, do you? No, I don't have a desk, Brady. What's good, Sambre? All right, bro.
No! Oh, thank God you lived. You had me worried there for... No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
So you are a part of me. Goodbye. Oh, wait. 360.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room.
I
Can
don't.
you do that for me?
I don't die.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
What makes you happy? You are quite literally a disembodied voice. I started playing after not for 2 years, and I'm getting back into bronze. Got back to my peak of silver. That's good, Bursky. Hey, keep grinding. You can get up higher than that. I know you can.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. Do you actually want to stay alive? Or are you just teasing me?
See, being in the room is beautiful and it's cool and everything, but I don't understand what. Dios mío. Yeah. Hey, Birdie, we're just gonna lock it in. We've made the decisions we've made. We walk upstairs or mountains of life, and what do we get at the end? This. Not necessarily this. I'm playing into the game's like narration, but like, boom.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it?
It is.
I'm going back.
We are. Damn, he did sound sad as hell though. I'll listen to him this time.
All of his co-workers were gone.
I'll listen to him
What
this
could it
time.
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Let's see what he has to say. I'll peep it. I'm sure he doesn't want anything necessarily.
When Stanley
bad for
came
us.
to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I did enter the door on my left.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's. Coming to a
let's see
staircase,
it.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
All right, let's see it.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing
forgot the
through
code.
papers on the boss's desk, pulling books
What's good,
off the
Marcus
shelf,
Barnes? How you feeling,
looking
Birdie?
behind paintings,
Getting from Iron 1
desperate for
to
clues
there
his
was rough because I
situation.
wasn't getting the
But
best
his
teammates. Now I'm
attention
getting
was
better
caught by a
teammates, so you must feel
keypad
bad. That's
behind the
tough,
boss's
Birdie.
desk. What could its
Gotta lock in.
purpose be?
POWSG.
In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet.
Bum, bum.
And so the boss
What's
had
good, Birdie?
assigned it an extra secret pin number, 2845. But of course, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
All right, 2845,
Amazing.
bro. I'll remember
He
this.
stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Because I think if I do it before he says anything, I think it'll show that we reset, and I think he'll realize that we've reset, and he'll probably take us down a different path. How's your day been? My day's been good, Birdie. We've been locked in.
Stanley
Even
walked straight
over
ahead
there.
through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Now, escape is an escape, but I do die.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Okay.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
I'm
Each bore the
427,
number
right?
of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
What is this? Huh. Okay. Interesting. W almost 4K? Nah, no cap, bro. I'm super excited to hit it. We just hit 3.9 yesterday. That shit was fire.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time?
Excuse me.
Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept
Employee
it blindly?
fired. Employee 601 got fired. Employee 104 got fired. I wonder why.
No,
Who else got fired?
he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never.
Concurrently
it was
happening.
unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
All right, Mr. Narrator. Doing
And here
his
was the
thing.
proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
I guess that's what I decided. Yo, what? How did this turn into this? Did I click the wrong button?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Oh no.
Was it over?
It's a great question.
Yes.
I'm odd to know.
He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away.
Was it?
And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold?
Is this quite
But
literally
as
everything?
sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
That's quite literally the only path I could take, I guess. Okay.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the
I
way,
think-
right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
And then the game restarted. Beat the game, complete the Stanley Parable. What? Nah, no way. And then it restarted. If I beat the game, how would it restart? Nah, that's actually crazy. Yo, good morning, Nurse Sultan. How you feeling, birdie?
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
Hold
he
on, let's
entered
run
the
that
door
back.
on his left.
Let's run that back. Let's run that back. There has to be more endings. Nah, for sure.
Yet there was
There's
not a
gotta be a
single person
lot.
here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his... Coming to a
Because
staircase,
there's the one where
Stanley
he
walked
died,
upstairs
and the
to his
lady on
boss's
the and the
office.
lady on the street picked him up. It was 284.5.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Okay.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward
That's funny.
into the opened passageway.
I don't remember why I left your server in the first place. Hey, me either, Birdie. I don't think you ever told me. I don't think you ever told me, man. I have no clue. I'm feeling well. How about you? I'm doing good, nerd. I'm chilling right now, vibing, running through a game. But this one's interesting. I can't lie. This one's throwing me for a loop.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I got the freedom one. That's quite literally the first ending of the game.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed
easiest
with
one.
television screens.
I'm gonna turn everything
What
on this
horrible
time.
secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
All right, let's see it.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building. Stanley's co-workers.
Maybe I had too many.
The
to
lives
clean
of
them
so
out,
many
like,
individuals
like I
reduced
tend
to
to, but
images
I
on a
don't know
screen.
either. I don't
And
know,
Stanley,
Birdie.
one of them, eternally monitored in this
Don't think you ever
place
told me.
where freedom meant nothing.
Wait, 234? Does that say snake? What did that say?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his
so
boring job?
here's my theory,
that his
right?
emotions
For
had been
anyone who's been, like,
manipulated to
watching the
accept it
gameplay so far.
blindly?
I think that the reason I even have a narrator in my head is because
No,
I'm
he
currently being
refused to
mind
believe
controlled.
it. He couldn't accept
And
it.
whether
His
I
own
decide to
life
go
in
with
someone
it
else's
or
control,
like go against it
never.
breaks me
It
out
was
of the control.
unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible?
know?
Had he
So
truly
if I go
spent
with
his
it, I
entire
get
life
freedom,
utterly
but I'm just under the
blind to
control
the
of like
world?
listening to the narrator the whole time. But if I go against it, I die.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
How do I get up there? 1, 2, 3. That's 4, isn't it? How do I get up there? It's blocked. That's gotta be 4. There's gotta be another path. Alright, let's turn the system online and see if there's something we can do with it. Cause we turned it off last time. We're not gonna turn it off this time.
And when at last he found the source of the... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
It's big boy time.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is.
Thought you were
More
number
time
three
to
was over
talk
here, right?
about you, about me, where we're going, what all this
Number four,
means.
number
I
four, number
barely
four.
know where to start.
Number 4 then 5, number 4 then 5, number 4
What's
then
that?
5.
You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood.
Five,
You're
number
gonna
five,
die
number
anyway.
five, number
I'll
five,
tell you
number
exactly what happened to
five,
them.
number 5, number 5.
I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
Isn't he the same one that didn't want to die before, though? He's the same one that didn't want to reset. Okay. All right.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
This wasn't here. You're not very good. Come on, lock in. It's new content. We got new stuff. This must be from the deluxe. I think.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
That's the one I got.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Bro, what the fuck?
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful.
What?
I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Am I tripping? Where are we going?
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All
You're
right,
the
finally,
narrator.
at
You
long
should
last,
know.
it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Yo. I'm actually a little bit disappointed that as a narrator just didn't know.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Gimme the content, Stanley.
The jump
All right.
circle.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh my god. Oh my god. It lets me jump. Okay.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Level. Oh, that's peak gameplay. Now that's just fire, right? Alright, I gotta keep some of my jumps. Okay. Surely I'll be able to come back through the jump circle.
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive.
What?
It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content?
You didn't
If
like
this
the
is new
jumping?
content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
And he reset it. Oh my gosh. Oh, it actually changed. Oh my. All right, new content.
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
I don't like this guy.
Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares?
Why does he sound like Stewie?
Oh, never mind. You're not a dork.
Alright. Alright, bro. Let's see what's in the vent, bro. Now, we both know that there's no coming back if I go down here, no? Bro, he's literally the same person that exploded me. Pause. Bro literally blew me.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it The memory zone.
Oh my God.
It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want.
Wait, this is kind of tough.
Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Is this an ad? Uh-oh. What the?
You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched?
No.
Back then, video games had integrity. Back then,
Yo, thank you
it
so much
all
for the
meant
follow,
something.
TT World.
Oh, the waste.
Welcome to the stream. How's your day going? This game came out in 2013. Why is he so gassed? Firefox. Trip down memory lane. The US dollar. Go outside. Don't play for 5 years. That's an achievement? It's impossible to get this achievement. Oh, okay. Was this an actual? No way. Oh, hey, it's the death one. Because I died. Oh, I can't even sit on the bench. This is crazy. Oh, hey, there's the piano. Why did I go this way, Eggs?
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now.
Bro.
A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
I feel like he's hating. Dang, I can't even get in there. Bro, there's no interactions with anything. I just be walking. It is cool though. It is a nice little memorial.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly
these were
stimulating
stairs.
commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising,
Is that a
and
French
rewarding
flag?
choices I've ever been
This is
confronted with in a
awesome. It's
game.
definitely
9 out of
something.
10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect.
Was
It
it?
didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content.
Why are you
It
telling
just
me?
needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
I guess. I can't even get in there. Birdie, I can't jump. I quite literally can't jump.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh jeez, let's find out. Oh,
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful
How's
of
it going?
gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely
I didn't
layered
expect
web
him
of
to
profound philosophical
be any good if he
insights
can't
that
sit
I
on
can't even
benches.
imagine
Nah,
where
yeah,
I'd
the
have the room
bench.
to
I need to
stick
be able
them.
to sit, bro. Bro, I've been seeing an abnormal amount of these in real life with like a bunch of cameras and stuff on them, and I was just like, what? Like, where did they come from? When did that start being like meta? But probably a while ago. What's this truck for? I feel like that's like the truck for Pokemon, but I can't get over there. All right, let's lock in. There's a bunch of Steam reviews.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for
Preachy.
me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks
so
on my
many.
otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure.
Oh,
Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I... What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
oh,
A skip button.
I did think about that.
Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt.
Uh-oh.
Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only
Wait.
positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd
what's
do
happening?
anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
I get a skip button?
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few
Back?
minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal... Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press... Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it, and I have to believe. I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking
Yeah,
and thinking, and I
I'll
don't
hit it
know what
again.
I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks.
GG.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. there is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley.
And then?
Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past.
And then?
And when that feeling had begun to subside,
Yep.
what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich,
Yeah, you're gonna be dead next time. There's no voice. There's no narrator. Oh. Wait, I'm sorry. It's quiet. Lurk working on something. Appreciate the lurk, Broski. Oh, he's fed up. I think he's dead. The clock stopped working.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It
Yo, it's had to have been years. Like, quite literally, like...
The end is never the end, 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 is never the...
Okay. Okay. Oh, no. Yo. Oh. Oh. I'm not liking where this is going. Oh my god, freedom. I can't get out though. I gotta let the building break down a little bit more. If he doesn't control the skip button, who put this here? Oh, this is beautiful. The end is never the end, like he said. The end is never the end, is never the end. Yeah, okay. Oh. Yeah, get me out of that one. I don't like that one. Oh no. Get me the fuck up out of there. The end is never the end, is never the end, the end. Yo, am I actually able to leave? Oh my gosh. I should probably skip the skip button. Because if I keep walking out, it just looks like a giant desert. And I'm sure there might be things out in the way distance. But, I think a death awaits my character. Let's see if the button works one last time. You got me, Birdie? Huh? Phone call.
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
Why is she calling 434's desk and not my desk? Wait, where's the narrator? New content.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Ay, Dios mío. Alright, Birdie, you got me. Wait, what about my wife, though? Bro, this is where the game gets tough. I hope you blow up soon, Birdie. You always locked. I appreciate you, Mar, Birdie. Boom. We all gonna get it. We all gonna get it in due time. I didn't even peep that when I peeped before. Appreciate you, bro. Is it taking me back to the jump circle? I think it's gonna quite literally just take me back.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2.
Dude, the end is never the end again.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions.
The end is never the end of the loading
This
screen.
is what
Yes, it
fans
was.
have truly been asking for.
I don't think this is. I mean,
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's
oh my
take a look
gosh.
at some
Hello,
of the features
bird
I've been
dumb ads. I'm
developing
just gonna
for it.
bed. Good night, Pen
I
Birdie.
figure that if I can loosely
My fault,
organize
bruh.
a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than
this
anything
is
scientific or logical, really.
Magic. Right. Hope streaming is chill, man. Love, Pan Birdie. Sleep well, man.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Reassurance bucket. Please no screenshots. What the collectibles. Free new and easy achievement. Get it here. I can't believe it's that simple. Oh my gosh. Free achievement. Get yours. Pull the lever. Receive your new achievement. Oh my god.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yeah. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
There's no way I actually got sucked into an ad. We serious, bruh? Bro told me to try the new stuff. I wanted the free achievement.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen
Infinite
yet?
hole. It won't end. So is this just a bunch of BS? Rim, surrounding area, depth, infinite.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling.
You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
I'm good on that one. I'm okay. I don't think I want to fall down forever. I'll take your word for it, buddy. Cause what? Wait a minute. Oh, I can't even go up that way. Dude, it actually feels like I'm walking like forever. Like, I feel like this would be like a real world like area. And this is just a lot of walks.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Get well someday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along.
What the?
Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
What? What? I'd visit this as a museum. I would want my money back.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on. A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting.
Give me the bucket.
You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution.
Right.
Give it a try.
Oh my gosh.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing
actually holding
despair,
something in
must
the game. What's
already
good,
be
Brock,
sweeping
man? How you
through
doing,
your
bro?
body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
I'm doing good. How about you? I'm doing good, Brady. Walking around with my bucket.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
The button that says the name of the player playing the game. Well, that's kind of tough. That's probably the best thing so far. Epilogue.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it would go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Yeah. Hear your name.
For the
in
Stanley
game,
Parable
okay?
2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game.
Let's try it.
Isn't that wonderful? Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities
Should've
as
said your
Jim,
full
and as
government
Jim
name. Nah,
watching
no
your
cap, it
dreams
should've leaked.
crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now?
Get me out of here.
If so, then please step forward and press the button.
I have to push the button. What a Jim-ful day.
Yes, you see? What a thrill, what a rush. That was you. The button described you. Do it again, do it again.
I'm about to crash out. I'm about to crash the fuck out. I'm about to crash out. Yo, the narrator about to piss me off.
It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal valid. I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
I think that's it. Exit. Expo guide. Epilogue, collectibles, infinite hole. Yeah, I mean, that's tough. Let's get a collectible, I guess. Oh, this is the room he really liked before.
Collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
So I'm
God, it
assuming...
really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Oh, he's leading me on to believe there's a reward if I work to find all of the things. But I don't know where all of them are gonna be, Ski. I mean, there's this giant one. Does this count as a reward? Yeah, I didn't think I could. Dare I spend my time looking for one? No. No, I don't. What's this, though? I also didn't go to merch. The jump circle.
You know what, Stanley? I actually think the jump circle was a pretty good idea. I'd like to hang on to that for the sequel.
I'm scared to run out of jumps. Quite literally so scared to run out of jumps. Because I'll never be able to jump again. Can I get some merch or no? No merch for me? Okay. Alright, let's exit, bruh. A whole new office. Huh. Why are you still holding that bucket? It's the reassurance bucket. I feel comfortable and within my safe space with this bucket, actually. Without the bucket, I might break out into tears. Let's go through the exit, bruh. Let's get up out of here. This definitely does look like a museum. Dude, I haven't even, like, I beat the first game.
All right.
Like
Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to
Yes.
move on now?
Yes. More than ready. And I'm keeping the bucket.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features?
Yeah,
Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say,
could be.
let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these
Yo,
new features
50, thank you for the
together,
sub,
and
Brody.
we'll see whether or not...
Glad to see you on the desktop gaming and shit, Brody. Yeah, broski. It low-key feels weird. I'm not gonna lie. I tried to decide on what game to play, bro. We started up with the desktop, and I was like, dang, bro, like, what game do we play and shit like that? And it's been so long since I've like actually gamed consistently that I didn't even know what to do. Like it's actually kind of weird. So, but I love you, Birdie. Boom. How we feeling today?
It coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
2 doors. Jump circle.
Well, I
Infinite
mean, there's
hole.
potential here, right? It's
Epilogue.
sort of... Okay, never mind.
They have a bucket.
Hold on.
Jump circle.
Let me do a
Oh,
different
wait.
arrangement.
Wait, this one's kind of
Okay,
tough.
Yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Oh,
Who am I kidding, Stanley?
Bird is not
This
designing
isn't a
games.
coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything.
I see.
I wanted more than anything to
50
create
hours
a
your stream,
sequel
Birdie.
that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original
That's
game.
the deluxe.
Would it
Oh, he's about
possibly
to piss
work?
me off. He's about to piss
I
me off.
suppose it could,
He's about
but
to
it
piss
would
me
need a
off.
really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Go ahead.
Stream
Take
was
a look.
calm, played games with chat for the first time in a little bit. How's yours going? This is bit. Bro, no fucking way. No way, bro. Actually threw me. Oh my god. Yo, this shit actually says Stanley Parable 2. It's been good, Birdie. We recapped some stuff from yesterday, obviously. We recapped everything, like where my head was at and stuff like that. And then we kind of hopped straight into the games. Yusuf tried to get me on a Flash game, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not going. I can't, bro. Those Flash games we used to all play in school and stuff like that, that used to be tough. I can't do it, bro. I've dipped my foot into the world of real games that have like larger than life stories, and
This is
I
the
can't go
story
back.
of a man named Stanley.
Is this really the first?
Stanley worked.
Is this really the first? Oh, he just pissed me off.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh my god, it's the bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Yo, no way. In the new content's gone. Yo.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I don't even know if I should go left or right anymore. Alright, we'll go left. We'll see what it has to offer. I got the bucket now, nothing can hurt me.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked
I didn't hear
upstairs to
what
the
he said,
boss's
damn.
office.
That's what you think.
Stepping
2845,
into
right?
his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Oh,
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only
Bro.
the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Why does he narrate the finding of the figurines too? I think it narrates everything. That's just actually crazy, bro. Alright. Not a bucket's tough. That's kind of his job.
The elevator raced downward,
Everything.
plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all
Okay.
Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Nah, wait, the bucket's kind of tough.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death. But of course, Stanley and the bucket thought better of it and
It's
realized
no
they
longer
simply
the
had
Stanley.
too much to
Stanley
live
and the
for.
bucket.
The lights rose
Crazy.
on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Stanley and the bucket. Dude. Whoever was following you earlier comes around and stashes it. Nobody was following me. Yo, what's a good day, Bolt? How you feeling, Birdie?
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently,
Chillin', what's
reassuring
this?
it
This is
that
the Stanley
everything would be
parable,
fine.
Birdie. This is just weird, I ain't gonna lie. Good game, though. It's kind of dope. I kind of
Was
rock
the
with it.
bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place?
They forced the
These
bucket to
questions
pour all the
raced
water.
furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter, his one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Bro.
But here was the
All
proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in,
All right, we're gonna try
Stanley
this.
decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power. But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds. Silly.
What?
Silly birds. The control buttons became active again.
Oh. I like birds.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a
Yo.
facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their
Yes, and
lives
it's pronounced
here in this
Reading.
place, flipping through live
The
streams
city's pronounced
of the
Reading?
silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best.
What makes the
And
bird
Stanley
silly, though?
was happy.
Wait, what type of bird is that? Looks like a giant carrot.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
Wait a minute. I feel like this is important. Watching a movie, Birdie. Have a great stream. No worries, bun bun. Boom. Much love. Enjoy your movie, gang. But I do agree, it is weird. I am, wait. I am, by the way, not British. No, I got you. And no worries. I know you weren't British.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Okay, so I think taking the bucket does give me
Stanley
something
clutched
different.
the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room?
But I
Yes,
do
Stanley
live
thought
close to
himself.
Britain.
Yes, perhaps it
In
truly
Britain?
was. How insightful the bucket turned out. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good.
Said the bucket.
Yo,
Now ride the lift all the way
Boy.
to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken
I'm
to him,
so
and he unthinkingly did
confused.
whatever the bucket asked.
okay, I actually have to go now. No worries,
Look
Teddy.
there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says,
Ooper. Tough. Yeah. Tell your shit. I'll be back some other time. No worries, Teddy. I hope you have a good day at work, Birdie. And good morning. Enjoy the rest of your day, my boy. I'm sending you good vibes. I might not end up being live when you get back, but that's okay. I don't know how long I've been live, but it's been
this
a couple
point.
of hours.
Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that
Okay, so
would
where do
explain
I
a
go?
lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have
no.
dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a
And
minute.
we've unlocked a new area because I picked up the bucket. Ay, Dios mío. Now I'm about to learn what is and what isn't a bucket. Is this a bucket?
Now then,
Oh,
I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right?
Bro.
This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket.
Lock in.
Okay, let's begin.
Bro.
Item 1. Is this a bucket? Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket.
What?
Not an actual bucket.
Wha- How am I supposed to tell the difference?
Item 2. Is this a bucket? Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Is there any way to mess this up, or is everything right?
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Wrong.
Correct. This is a bucket.
What? There can't be any way to mess it up.
Item 4. Is this a bucket? What? Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth.
Oh.
I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible.
My
Let's
fault.
just move on to the next one.
I thought it was a bucket. I thought he was gonna say it was a bucket.
Is this a bucket? Incorrect. This is a bucket.
Yeah.
Item 6. Is this a bucket? Trick question.
both. Gotcha.
Yo, it's about to piss me off. It's about to piss me off.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Yo. Is this a bucket?
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket? You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out.
That's
I've
me, the
lost
bucket.
all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago, I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift.
Come on,
Do
bro.
any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
Oh my gosh.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart.
Don't you dare
I
take
can't
my
have
bucket.
that. I'm sorry.
Don't you take my
But
bucket.
I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
Oh no.
Okay, here we go.
No.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket?
Bro.
Oh my God, I had no idea.
Yo.
How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I
Bro.
actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that
Bro.
issue. But it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what. I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
So everything in the game is a bucket. That means I can pick it up though, no?
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility?
Oh.
He had never been trained for that.
I didn't know I could ever do this.
This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell.
Been a couple
But
seconds.
the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be
guess.
told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Oh my god. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god. So closing the door does nothing. Yeah.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
Wait, where's the bucket? My bucket. Oh, there it is. I was gonna say.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
The bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
You know we've never taken that door.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good.
Said the bucket.
Alright.
Now ride the lift
We're gonna
all the
take
way
this
to
the
the
long
top.
way.
There's something up there I need you to
We
do.
can't go the other way?
Stanley did
So
not
we're gonna go
question
this
why
way.
or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Of course I did. It's the bucket.
In here,
Said the bucket.
go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Nah, that bucket gonna get me right.
Now pick up the phone.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Where the fuck am I?
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head. Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me. Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think. It can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything
whatever you
else.
said, buddy.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful
This Twitch
bucket.
ain't no
This-
playground. 100 emoji, pensive face emoji. This is 10 void survival bitch. One
Stupid hunk of metal.
Why was someone from your stream mean to me in my chat? Who was it?
It's sad.
Let me know.
I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty
Tyrone.
bucket, this sort of
he was
shiny
rizzing
bucket.
you.
I'll give
Okay.
it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
You was getting rizzed by Tyrone. You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Press V to go back home. He was mean.
Yes, I suppose on
You ain't never
closer
heard of bully
inspection
riz?
that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a
He
little
was
more,
mean.
what am I
What'd he
trying to
say?
Sturdier.
Nah, he was
More
rizzing.
capable of transporting
Bully
liquid.
Riz.
Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
To relive this same day with me over and over.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket.
Everything.
Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
Faith is a bucket.
Oh no.
He said, damn, I went
No. What's going
Buckets.
on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do
See?
anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't
See?
understand. Perhaps, if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing.
Oh
Yes.
my.
The bucket could tell me
Bucket
what to
on the
do
bed.
in this troublesome situation. Stanley,
on the
give
butt.
me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it, or I'll...
I was born in Michigan and moved to Chicago at 3 years old. You weren't born in my state. Why are you trying to act? I've been to Chicago once though. Chicago's tough. Yes, I was. You can stop trying to claim my state now. Wait, what they do to my bucket? Where'd my bucket go?
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness
Ann Arbor.
Foundation. We are confirming
See,
your
that's not even
shipment of
Michigan.
1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct?
Sure.
Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly.
I guess it's
Thank
not
you again for
dummy.
contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
So I'm a dummy. You're a bucket. And Tyrone thinks you're queso. Good recap. What's good, Delta?
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his
Welcome
arms
back.
again, he was home.
Stanley clutched the
Ann
bucket
Arbor,
tightly to his
Michigan.
chest
I know.
and entered the
I
door
know.
on his left.
When was the last time I was in Ann Arbor? You know, through all my Dash streams, they never take me to Ann Arbor. They took me to Pontiac. They took me to Flint. They took me to Auburn Hills. I be going out to like 32 Mile. But never Ann Arbor. Huh. Must mean it's not real. Or something like that. Still here, King. Much love, Delta. I appreciate you, gang. For real, for real. Where's the... There will be a reward for finding them all. Mission. Inside a large room lot. Oh. Trust the completionist instinct. What the f... I want to go home. I want them so much. Stop kidding yourselves. Lies. There will be cleaning of this wall required. Gotta collect them all. Private but smelly place for an important person. 427. Is this some kind of game? There must be a point to this. Yo, what the f... Stairs. Something to do with stairs. Somewhere both red and blue. I guess. Maybe we are the collectibles. Who wrote this? Who wrote all this?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Another miniature Stanley figurine.
Yo.
This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes,
the person who
I think
made
I like
the
that.
game named
Another
Stanley?
Stanlerine under your belt.
Or no? Faith, do you ever end up coming back to Michigan? And what made you guys move? If you're even still here and you don't mind me asking. Oh my god.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley?
Ooh,
what name
Figlies
better
and stuff.
encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
What were the other areas? I don't know. I just simply don't remember. I didn't even know I could go this way. Unlocked a new area. What the heck? When did this area unlock? When did this door allow me to... Wait, I'm not full screen, right? I'm not. It's kind of tough. I didn't expect this game to be this long. Sample that, right? It's tough, no? Dude, what the heck? Did it bring me right back to where I was going before? It's going down. Yeah. The narrator's in the background making little noises. I guess there's nowhere to go. Yes. Oh my god, I never knew. Good thing I checked.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical
Oh my gosh,
explanation.
I lost chat. Hold on, let me reopen it. Boom, there we go. Damn, I can't go back. Let's go through the regular ending with the bucket and see what happens. Presumably nothing. The bucket will lead the way. What happens if I die with the bucket?
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
See, when I went this way last time, I died and had to restart, but I didn't look through the entire area. And I feel like it's just like a cheat code area that tells me everything that happens. And the fact that I took that way off rip was crazy. Wait a minute. Oh, it's too late now.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both
I only
wondered
got a
to
couple more
themselves.
brain cells that will allow me to go through this again. So we have to make our choices really, really good. I think there's gonna be a run through where we don't pick up the bucket.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
I'm reassuring the bucket. Isn't that kind of ironic? Because it's supposed to be reassuring me.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raised
bucket might be my
furiously in
best friend.
Stanley's feeble mind.
The bucket was the greatest invention of all time.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
Bucket are tough.
And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that
Not me and the bucket tough.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness.
So I get the same ending.
Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley
Same
and the
ending.
bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest
If I click begin the game again,
enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned,
What?
but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and to...
oh,
What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
oh,
An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty,
oh shit.
until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket.
What?
Needed the soothing warmth of the bucket.
What?
Would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket.
What?
No. Stanley can't leave this place.
What?
Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms.
What?
Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Bro, what? Okay.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Wait, no, there's an input on the computer over there. I just can't get to it. Bro. Come on. Come on, not now, game. Oh, man. Meeting today. Figure Finders Committee. What the f is happening? I don't want the bucket this time.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Bro, I'm lost. Large room, lots of boxes, somewhere both red and blue. Red and blue doors.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
Oh, he's getting tired of telling the story. I think I'm breaking him. Through my resilience. I might grab some water. It's been a long time since I've done a long game on a stream like this, bro. Let me dust off the room.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Wait, why am I going this way again?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with
You played
television
this,
screens.
I did.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the
I really
strength
want
to find out?
begin again. I only went this way because. Okay.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building.
I should just click reset. Please don't start me all the way over. It didn't. Okay, good. And there's no
Wait,
boxes.
Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
All the boxes are gone. Okay. Something's off. Let's go to the
When
room.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley
Excuse
knew
me.
it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Some of these doors are open, but I just can't get to them.
It was okay.
What's wrong with bro? Why he...
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Considering I've never done that, I'll do it.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
No. New content.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
So I'll go right. Oh, I don't have a choice.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Oh.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Which way? Bro, he was talking. I had to get water. He was taking so long, bro. I had to get some water. Okay.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
What? The balloons are gone. Wait, does that mean...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh no. The bucket's gone. The bucket's gone. No, the bucket's gone. The bucket's gone. No. Oh,
When Stanley... Wait, what?
What?
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago.
Yeah, it was.
I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Am I in the back rooms? You know, according to old video game logic, if you just hug the right wall, typically you'll figure out where you're supposed to go. Let's see how that holds up in this new modern game.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Wait, no, I just found... He's about to piss me off.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I can't even... Okay, I can.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything? I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
What the What?
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all.
This sounds
Is
like
this
a
the
horror
story?
game.
I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
I'm stuck.
Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
I thought I won.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
Stanley
Just
Parable
follow the line.
2.
How simple is that?
The 2 adventure line. Can't forget the number 2. Where's my bucket? Oh. I gotta actually go somewhere new. Solitaire. I can't turn it off. We get to see new parts of the office.
You see? The line knows where the story is.
The
It's
line
over in
TN.
this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story?
I knew it.
Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me.
Wait, how do we...
Now, we can both agree
Where do-
that the nature of existence
Where am I?
is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that.
What?
You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Wait, we're almost at number 1. Oh my gosh. No, we were so close. Number 6. How did we go from number 6 to this? Bro. Where's the... Bro. Good night, King. Good luck with your game. We see you tomorrow. Good night, Delta. Much love, King. I appreciate you for staying here for as long as you did. I'm not gonna lie.
Wait, cut the music.
My
Go
brain,
back
me
and look
too.
at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story.
My brain.
Make
me
sure you
too.
study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Is that one of those things I should screenshot? No, I'm like this.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Approximately how many brain cells you got left?
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Yo, why is he so mad? Where's the bucket? The problem is we don't have the bucket.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story?
Yeah.
Something exciting, daring, mysterious.
Yeah.
Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Okay. I like this.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
I want 1,000 Pokemon cards with some
Oh,
Cheez-Its.
no, not you again.
And,
Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Cheez-Its on top, right, bro? Cheez-Its be hidden.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision.
The two-door
From here,
choice.
the story is in our control.
Oh, jeez.
How important we mustn't squander the opportunity.
All right,
in
let's
fact,
see it.
I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere,
Why
the
is he
place
making
where we're
choices?
trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Yeah. Another victory for logic. The rapper. The confusion.
Hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No,
Peak.
it can't be. I
I don't know
don't
if
want
this
it to
is
be.
peak.
I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
So I have to do it.
And the timer stopped?
Oh.
Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
Is it gonna make me restart?
So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you do...
Yep. And he forgot.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life. Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the
The A3
employee
star,
lounge
yep.
was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Boom. I wanted to go this way with the bucket to see what would happen.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
What the we care about you, Stanley.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it.
No.
Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it. Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Can't take it anymore, bro. As long as I got the bucket, it doesn't matter.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up. Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
No. No.
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does?
No.
Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you.
Don't touch him.
Go ahead now, Stanley.
Don't you fucking touch this
Say
bucket,
goodbye
bro.
to the bucket.
Don't you touch
and then
him.
pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Don't you touch him, bro. I'm not... No.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters?
giving him the bucket.
Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like
giving him
10
the
personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The Broom Closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Yeah, you're out of your damn mind, buddy. I wasn't getting rid of my bucket. I got a cutscene.
The Bucket Destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend.
Yeah.
For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
But he's acting like he can't just make another one. Like, why are we tripping out? I'm not getting rid of that Birdie, bro. I was not getting rid of Birdie. Like, I know there's some people out there that probably did, bro. I was not one of them. Bro wanted me to
All of his
destroy my
co-workers were
bucket.
gone. What could it mean?
My boy.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
We're
simply
going out
missed
like
a
that.
memo.
We were not going out like that, buddy. Me and that bucket to the end on Big Bro.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
It was okay.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Psych.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the
So
wrong
last
foot
time when I
here.
went this way,
I'm not your enemy, really,
I
I'm
went
not.
that way with the
I
bucket, but
realize that
hadn't gone
investing
way
your
by
trust in
myself.
someone else can be difficult,
And
but
I
the
also-
fact is that the story has been about... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very
You
soon,
real one,
you'll
Steph.
collect
I
the
couldn't-
last
I
one,
couldn't- I
and then
couldn't
the
even remember.
first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
Oh, okay.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
See, if you want me to walk through the red one, why would you even give me the chance?
Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
All right, we've been
You
this
see?
already.
There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never
been
supposed to be
about
here in the
an
first
hour
place.
or two since we've
Broken
been at this
rooms,
point.
exposed developer textures. Is this
think
what
we
you
got
had
one more
wanted?
way we can go.
Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
Yes.
Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because
guess.
this is what you wanted to see. Help me
guess.
here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see?
More buckets.
Vehicles?
More
Skill
buckets.
trees?
More
Work
buckets.
with me. You've given me absolutely
Buckets.
nothing so far.
More bucket.
Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Butterbeer bucket.
There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge.
Bucket.
Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
It's the baby, isn't it?
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
I wonder if these go up in real time. Oh, definitely not. Only the worst 3% of players chose to... Boy, stop it. Wait, what's happening? Oh no, something broke. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. My Stanley parable broke. Just
All of
open
his
it.
co-workers
It
were
wouldn't let
gone.
me.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No, I wanted to see what that path would lead to. If I could get a different outcome than last time.
when Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
We're gonna go back.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay.
See, he used to hype it up.
But eager to get back to business,
No, he doesn't.
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
We've gone that way. We've gone the blue way before, but
Stanley
I feel
was so
like there's more
bad at
to it.
following directions, it's incredible he
There's only
wasn't
so many
5
paths
years
I
ago.
can take.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Right.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for
Pretty sure
others?
the last
Are you
statement
that
is-
convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
don't
Why?
remember.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look,
Okay,
let
we
me
got
prove
that.
it. Let me
Oh,
prove
it's
that
the
I'm
key
on your
cards.
side. Give me a chance.
I think I know where the last
Now
one
listen
is.
carefully,
I
this
know
is
where the last
important.
one is.
Stanley walked through the red door.
I'm going through the blue one. I know where the last one is. That makes so much sense.
Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've
every
chosen?
room that they were
Well,
in had
don't
a
let
key
me
card.
stop you.
Oh, well, no, I guess not every room.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this
I
what
think,
you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it
Where's
was
the
all for
skip
nothing.
button?
Because this is what you wanted to see.
No
Help
cap,
me here, Stanley.
X,
Help
no
elucidate
cap.
these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look. Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
What if I would've rated that one
Perfect.
5?
Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right. And if he reaches the fire,
Condescending
you
in madness,
fail.
I just can't
It's a
stop
very
watching,
meaningful
bro.
game.
It's making me wanna
all
eat
about the
food and stay
desperation
up.
and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think
This
the
game was
art
not
world
supposed to
will
take up this
really
much
take
stream
notice.
time.
But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Goodbye, Mr. Lee.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain.
All right.
Let's see. What do we have here?
Do I get the same as you before? It was Rocket League and...
Yes. This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Do I get the same ones or do I get different games? Probably the same ones. Yeah, I thought so.
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower. Perhaps for some sort of twisted
Up
erotic
high in your
purpose.
creep tower.
Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Dr. President. Volunteers a lookout. I wonder how easy it was to import another game into your game. Okay, but this game is actually pretty neat. Probably not the best game to play past midnight though, bro. Like, this shit is cooking me.
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off. Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You really wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls.
The narrative,
something with
nothing
nice,
better to do.
big,
No.
insurmountable walls.
Somebody voice
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Like, it's crazy. Yep, Rocket League.
Wonderful.
I'm so
See, this
happy
is
they picked
exactly
this.
what I had in mind.
Rocket
Just
League
a
was the
nice
last
big box for
competitive
you
game
to
I was
run
getting
around
into
in.
before
There isn't
I
any
actually wouldn't
possibility
just play
that you could
games
get
anymore,
lost
bro.
here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Beautiful, beautiful game.
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Oh, I thought it was gonna crush me. What if we stayed here?
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on?
Yes.
Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball. Yes! Oh, goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls!
Wait, this is kind of tough. Oh, you're having a grand old time now. This shit kind of fun.
Are you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun? Is this a real video game? Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over.
Huh?
That's right. Your little fun comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I'm structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best. Take care, Stanley.
Okay, time to jump.
Hold on. What are you doing?
Oh, stream cut out. Wait, you still bugged?
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Finally, Gibbons. So what do I do now? I got here last time and didn't know what to do. I jumped off here. This game, nah, this shit's been tough. I ain't gonna lie. All right, here we go this way. Do I gotta find another spot to jump off? I gotta find another spot to jump off. That's gotta be what it is. Please don't be the beginning again. It's not, okay. And this is where we started last time. Uh-oh. Nope, I'm not going that way. Fuck.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Damn. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. Damn. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon.
Steph ready
Very
to drop, bro.
I can wait.
We're about to get these collectibles. So he took me, bro, I went all the way back up. Yeah.
All of his co-workers were
gone.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Whoa. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
What's up with all the computers? The frick? The fuck? They didn't do this last time. I know where the last Figley is. Or whatever it's called.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay.
It's this way.
But eager to get back to business, how you been, Birdie? Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Oh, man. I better be in here.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Damn.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot.
Oh my God, it's over there.
I'm not sure. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I thought I could jump. I ran out of jumps. Where the fuck am I? Oh. I did it. Oh, hell no. It's just buttons. I'm MTV late night, bro, just listening to music with the gang. That's tough. You're telling me the heaven is just buttons? What happens if I click all of them? Can I even click all of them? No, they reset. Oh yeah, fuck no. Yeah, fuck no. Yeah, you thought you had me. So if I click this, every time I click this, it's just gonna send me to the button room. Oh yeah, you're right. You're fucking mine. You're right. I thought it actually mattered. I thought it actually.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I'm pissed.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
You want to know what's so funny? I accidentally died and got a new like version
When Stanley
of
came
the
to a set of
office
2 open doors,
just
this
to
was not
lose
the
it by
correct way to
going
the meeting
through to
room,
heaven.
and Stanley knew it
I give
perfectly
creators
well.
of all aspects a chance
Perhaps he
to
wanted to stop
promote
by
and
the
vibe
employee
out. I'm
lounge
trying to
first,
get like
just
your
to admire
community
it.
for real, bro. We just be chilling. We just be chilling. No cap.
It was okay.
I feel like
But
I
eager
don't
to
know.
get back to business,
I feel
Stanley
like we just
took
be
the
on some
first
normal
open
shit.
door on his
You
left.
feel me? All right, bet. Let's get this last thing. And then we're
Stanley
gonna
was so
jump right
bad
in.
at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
All right. Oh shit. I'm locked. Oh no, I'm cracked.
And there it is. The last Stiggly
Hold on, we
Wiggly. Savor
cracked.
this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing
Oh, yeah.
something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done
What
is
the
its
fuck?
own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all,
When did I
but that
say
would
that?
be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Oh, he's about to piss me off. Oh yeah, he's about to piss me the fuck off. Fuck no. Now what? Oh, where does this go? Wait, was this area actually real the whole time?
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten
Oh, you dirty, ugly bitch.
path that it You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording. It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock
Barry,
at the
sleep well,
phenomenal
Birdie.
and
I appreciate
intricate
the raid, my
storytelling.
dog.
It
Much
must
love,
be
bro.
so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
My fault? Don't get mad at me because you're a fucking recording. Oh, now he doesn't want to talk. Now it's silent. What the fuck?
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's just...
What's good, Solomon?
those
I fuck with the new
figurines,
shirt. Thanks,
those
Birdie.
figures. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life?
blessed, you
Didn't
too,
it fill
Birdie.
you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
Okay, bro. We can visit the figurines, bro. Wait, did you do your hoop thing? Oh, for DreamCon? No. We haven't done it yet, Birdie. DreamCon's next week. We leave on the 29th. Time Magazine. Graphs. Zone Sweet Zone. The Stanley Parable. Let me see them figurines.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
What's this?
And here was the second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own just by poking around behind the boss's office. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest,
shit.
back then I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6.
Fuck, wait,
but
I
you
forgot-
continue
I
to
gotta get more.
surprise me in all sorts of
Okay, I'm gonna
mundane,
try. I got you,
unremarkable
bro. I live like
ways.
3 hours away. Ain't no worries, Birdie. See, when we run that, bro, just let me know. Do you have me a Discord, Burberry? Or no?
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini stand? Can you remember?
Maybe this one.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here, under the stairs. It was the third one. You
Why does
picked
he
it
know
up,
that?
and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your
Damn,
third time
Steffi,
doing
4 hours. Is
anything.
that a lot? Come on, bro. We know I'll be locked in with the streams. I'll be pulling like 12
Let's see,
hours.
what came next?
Especially for like IRLs.
Oh yes, we found a figlet
Yeah,
in
I'm in your
this pink
Discord.
room.
Burberry,
Oh,
do-
well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
This room does not exist. Burberry, just DM me. Because I got to send out invites. Because we're going to be doing it on the 31st, Burberry.
This was the 5th mini-stan, and this one was really something special. It was by the red and blue doors. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion.
No, you fucking did not. No, you did not. Bro. It's a YouTube arrow. Yo, how did he do this? This means they had to have a video in here for each one, calling it the 5th one. They made this video 6 times. 6 times, by the way. That is actually insane. Thanks for watching. The narrator, starring Stanley.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
I'm gonna go through the blue one just for the sake of continuity.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final
If I
figurine,
jumped off? Oh, I
right
can't.
here in the warehouse. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my
Damn, I
mind,
could have had
perhaps
12.
because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a
There's gotta
figure
be
and
a
I
way
thought
down
to
there.
myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Damn, I could have had 12 out of 6.
And then there was no more. Because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone.
Damn.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels. Okay, yes, this spot in the warehouse. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more.
Bro. What is this man's issue? Yo.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched? Yes, I love that video. Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
Bro. Eggs, bro. What's happening?
These really were a treat to hunt down.
Oh,
you know,
man.
if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we
Yo.
resisted the temptation. Next one.
Oh, damn, I can't go this way. Why is he making me go back?
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it, the very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Death. Oh my god. The jump circle.
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then. But time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories.
It's gone.
Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one. And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
You didn't savor it. I did not, bro. Not one more.
Yes, I'm remembering something now.
Oh, shit.
I remember before this whole story got started. Back then, I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then, somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion,
I'm gonna send you an invite.
even if he was a fiction.
I'm gonna send you an invite when we get the times of like where everything's
suppose
gonna
it's
be at.
grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes,
Be safe out there,
I can
buddy.
be
Keep
on
being
my
real.
own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley
Much
anymore.
love, birdie.
Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play
Okay.
with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good.
One run.
I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go.
One run.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
One more run? Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay. Every decision is so important.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Alright, bucket.
The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together.
Where have we not gone?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this... No, never mind. The bucket was
No,
wrong.
we haven't done with the bucket.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
Oh my god. Bro said that was
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay.
I think there's only one spot I haven't gone to
But
yet.
eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
There's a couple of things. I think I can literally exit.
Look, Stanley,
if I'm able
I
to
think
get
perhaps
down
we've
there.
gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy,
I just don't
really,
know how
I'm
to.
not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've
Why
forgotten
you up so
about.
late, Steph?
Please,
Game.
stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
She? What if I step back on this? There's nothing. Why are you up so late, Solomon?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this.
Wait, what?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha.
That's fucked up.
Oh, come on.
That's fucked up.
Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you?
Oh.
I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Wow.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Damn.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
I see. Damn. Yo, what's a good aunt? How you feeling,
You
birdie?
see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How
Aunt,
can
how
I
you
make
doing, my
him
boy?
look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again,
Please die.
and Stanley pushed a button.
Damn.
And I tried.
If I didn't push anything, it would have just stayed there forever. Oh, we got the paper again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There's all these like slight little changes.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What do the papers mean? Reboot the game entirely.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Alright, fuck it. Reboot the game entirely. We do what it said. What's this?
You, yes, you, nigga, you're chopped. We're all chopped, but you're chopped, bro. You're fucking chopped.
Me. 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 I'm chopped. Hold on, Aunt. Nah, you must have not have been here. You must have not have seen the newest update. Let me show you. Yeah, buddy. It's okay though. It's alright though. Anyway. Eggs, you're supposed to be on my side. Damn it, you're supposed to be on my side. You're supposed to be on my side, bruh. Damn. We've been on this bitch for 4 hours. Oh my fucking god. I don't know why it said restart the game entirely, but here we go. Bro, it is 4. We started this bitch at 12:34. It is now 4:27 a.m. Holy jeebus. Hang on, hang on. Thank you for actually setting the clock to... A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just... It's like you're... Set the clock to my favorite time.
This is the...
Quit the game and start it again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The fact that that shit still says Stanley Parable 2 is so fucking crazy.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I rebooted the game.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Nothing's changed.
Coming to a staircase,
Am I
Stanley
tripped?
walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Am I tripping?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Let's restart it again. It told me to do my favorite time. I don't know what my favorite time is. My favorite time of day. I like 4 a.m. Feels like a good time to like start. Confirm. After all, I know how much you enjoy setting the time correctly. Okay, now I'm curious how accurate 4 a.m. Let's use another slider to find out. Inaccurate. You know, can I just say I'm having a great time adjusting these settings. What the fuck? What the fuck? So now, yo, what the fuck? Yo, this shit is so weird. Yo, this shit is a whole new level. Yo, the game done turned meta.
Freaky the Stigma.
Yo, how many sliders are there? The fuck? That is tough. Aku boy. Nakal? Scrumptious. Please don't adjust the slider, okay? It it is the time. I don't know if it's the correct time, but it is the time. Yes. What time? What is time anyway? A human concept. Is there anything about yourself that you haven't told me? Yes. Help. No. Yo, that got so dark. Okay, I got you, Birdie. What you need? Will you come back to visit me? Yes. Have some compassion. Yo. So now if I quit and open it again, is my boy still there? Is that the narrator or who the fuck is that? Like, what the fuck? Wham! Hi, Mar. What time is it? 4:33. Does anyone truly know? Here he go. Of course they don't. Nobody knows anything. I'm finally free. My summer break has officially started. Let's go. You and I don't even know each other. We're like strangers. Sure, I've adjusted all of the game settings to your exact specifications, but who hasn't? It's just what I like to do, a day job, and now the job is over. There's no more information for me to gather. I've collected all the data on you that I can. And I still don't really know you, and you don't know me. And neither of us know what time it is. I guess some settings are just unsettable. But if I'm being totally honest, the clock doesn't do anything in the game anyway. You don't have me here when the game starts next time, but that's okay. Oh, video games were meant to be played alone. Oh my God. No! No! Epilogue. What the fuck? Epilogue. The fuck? Yeah, what? Many, many years later. What? Oh my God, this is after the skip button. Oh, here we go, GG. Oh, I was just about to restart it. What's good, Marcus Barnes? Welcome back, Birdie. How the frick did I get a chair? Hi, Steffi. What's good, Raccoon? How we feeling today? I feel like this is supposed to evoke a lot of emotion out of me right now. And I'm just more so confused. And what happened to the narrator? Pretty good just studying. What we studying tonight? Let me know. Huh. Okay, let's walk into the sunset, bruh. Bro, I like the fact that you're always chill, not yelling and shit like those other streamers that be mad. Oh, I definitely have times where I'm yelling. Don't be misconstrued. There's definitely times where I'm yelling. But like, the moment just calls for that. If I lived alone, I'd probably be a bit more hyper, but yeah. Daddy is back. No, you made me look at your highlights, and your highlights just had a yitty and yeek on there. Like, it scared me. You think I should get my own yitties and yeeks? You think I'd look good at shit with those, Faith? Or not? Like, nah. Trig for a math test. Oh yeah, you're gonna pass that. I believe in you. You got that shit. Steph, really? Asshole. Wow. The did I do? All I did was ask if I would look good with yiddies and yeeks. L 3-minute ads.
L 3-minute ads.
My fault. That's good, Bun Bun. Boom. How are you even able to know what I'm talking about when you said you had 4 ads? The movie was fire. It was about Detroit. Hey, I'm from that. I'm from those. Was it a good movie? You should have asked me to watch with you. It would have only cost a pizza. Cookies vlog. Like so many, I enjoyed my time with the original Stanley Parable with underscores of how truly disappointed I am with the sequel. Where the first game teamed with originality, the Stanley Parable 2 was dull, uninspired, and often insulting to its fan base. Rather than expand on what made the first game enjoyable, the sequel veers off into a territory nobody asked for. An infinitely deep hole? Who cares? Where are the new endings? What about enjoyable bits from Stanley Parable 1 like the adventure line? Instead, we get an uninspired side quest collecting figurines. Even this diversion feels incomplete. Collecting all the figurines give you nothing. Damn. They hating this shit. It was, I cried. Was it about like the riots or what part of Detroit was it about? Let me know. Stanley Parable developers, no more spin-offs, no more sequels. When the Stanley Parable launched to massive success in 2013, its creators plans to build probably into an entire franchise. Preserve the artistic integrity of the original game. Oh shit. Oh my god, we got buttons though.
Jim.
I am not Jim. Wait, did I actually upset Faith? Nah, I didn't cook. Oh my god, more figurines. Oh, let me just get those. 25. Oh god, I'm back. Thank you for enjoying the new content. There's no way people actually wrote that they didn't like it, bruh. Stop playing. Oh shit, what did I click? Hello again. I found him. It's nice to see you. It's nice to see you too, Birdie. But it's terrible to learn that there will never be another Stanley Parable game. Did you read what the developer said? Preserve the integrity of the franchise? What nonsense. The Stanley Parable is not sacred. We do not need to protect it. Screw the legacy. Let's keep making Stanley Parable game until the sun explodes. Let's run this franchise into the ground. Let's drag it through the mud and back. And if people hate it, who cares? You see that that's the narrator's problem. He was obsessed with what people's thoughts of his work. Don't make his mistake. Don't cling to the legacy. Let it burn. It's not hard. In fact, let me show you. Together, we're going to make Stanley Parable 3. It's not even a second one. How's the game? But I'm not gonna lie, but this game has been crazy. Like, it has been all over the place through like existential like crisis and thoughts, through like very simplistic ones, through the narrator quite literally just being sarcastic and mean to me. It's been all over the place. I'm not gonna lie, but it's good. It's a really good game. I ain't gonna lie. I'm happy I played it. But it's only a really done subtitle for the game, something loud and gaudy. Go ahead and try combining some random words together to make a new title for our game. Stanley Parable, Revenge of the Baby. That's tough. It's absurd. I love it. Every time you restart the game, we'll advance the number of the sequel by 1, and then we'll pick a new subtitle. That way, the Stanley Parable will never end. And nothing in the game itself will change when you do this either. Adding more content sounds like work. No need to do that. It'll just be the same content recycled again and again and again with a new title screen. What do you say? Should we go forward with this plan? I like it, but no. Kinda don't fuck with that, bro. That sounds like an experience, oh man, but I'm glad it's good. I miss carrying glass with you. Revenge of the Baby. Bro, yeah, that one actually made sense in context of the game too. We got to run carrying glass again. I feel like we could actually beat it this time if your internet's up to the task. I know last time that shit was crazy. I understand sometimes we're not ready to move on. That's fine. If you ever want to change your mind and start inventing new schools, come talk to me. I'll be right here. So I just gotta go to the epilogue. That is crazy. I don't even think we beat the actual game. Other than that one. Wait, what is this? Oh, nothing.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I've gone through every path, though. I've gone everywhere. There's nothing new. There's nothing more to see. There's nothing more to do.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I think I've done everything. I don't think there's a path I haven't taken. I think that's it. I think we did it.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I know one that I didn't do.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be...
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Fun fact, we haven't gone down here with the bucket.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fined for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would...
The bucket doesn't help. The bucket doesn't change that ending. I think we've done everything then.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
How did we even get the adventure line last time? I don't remember.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Because they said there was a confusion ending, right, Eggs? Or am I tripping?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I wish this elevator actually took me somewhere. What if the confusion ending isn't a natural ending? My fault. I thought you already got that though. Nah, we never ended up getting that one. Get it, Steph. Nah, that shit was kind of hitting though. I know what to do. Quit. Be full screen. There's 11 achievements. Click 435 times. Okay. Test achievement, please ignore. Setting world championing. What? Set all the sliding In the menu to the available numbers. Speedrun. Not including load times. Don't super go outside. Don't play for 10 years. For the entire duration of a Tuesday. What? What the fuck are these achievements? This game ain't real. I think I just played a fever dream. Did I? No way. Is there really no ending? What is this? Experience surreal environments and capable of characters. Fuck it. Hey, play game. Bro, no way that's the ending of Stanley, bro. There's no fucking way that's the end, bro. Like, all that time, and there's really no ending. It's just quite literally just stuck. Good game, but like, what?